Howdy y'all, Silvertrade here again with another video. Today is 8/13. Roaring Kitty might have a second account, there's 460,000 failures to deliver right now, and Renaissance Technology just bought over 1,000,000 shares. Before we get into that, XRT is at 308% short, but that's not the ETF we're really looking at today. Renaissance Technologies has now added 1.35 million shares of GameStop, and they're planning on adding 30% more in quarter 2. Pretty sure we're already in quarter 2. So this account was made on June 30th, the day before DFV dropped his doggy SEC filing. It then made 10 tweets, each 15 minutes apart, each a meme that is a riff on his well-known tweets from his main account. This account is also only following 2 accounts, GameStop and RC. Since the original 10 tweets, it has had 0 activity. And the last tweet that Roaring Kitty sent out was the dog emoji looking backwards. Maybe that was Roaring Kitty telling us to look at his name backwards, and that's where we get this. And I am not saying that this is him at all, but I am going to keep my eye on this personally. It's interesting. So Chewy, right at the exact same time that GameStop was pumping at the end of the market, Chewy was absolutely dumping with about equal volume. Some people have been saying, oh my goodness, this is Roaring Kitty. He's selling his Chewy and buying up GameStop. If the volume continues today on 8/13, maybe that's the case. If the volume continues on GameStop, maybe that's the case. Personally, I think that this is just a ETF rebalancing right now, and that's why it was not a crazy move. But we'll see if the move continues today. And since Roaring Kitty has such a large ownership of each company, if he were to buy or sell either, he would have to update his 13G filing within 2 days. So we'll know if this was him doing it. And today, the dog days are officially over. So this was a really good Reddit post. This guy was talking about Vanguard actually having a whole lot of failures to deliver. Back at the time of the first sneeze, we had, 400 million around the time of our first sneeze in December of 2020. Exactly 1 month before the sneeze, 2020, 12/21, 1 month before the sneeze, we had a spike in failures to deliver on Vanguard Group of 400 million. Now today, we're having a spike of 460,000. I wonder what'll happen a month from now. Who knows? But please remember, none of this is financial advice. We make these videos for entertainment purposes only. But look at that. 2020, December 21st. 400 million failures to deliver on Vanguard. And then exactly 1 month later, we had the sneeze. Now we're seeing a lot less FTDs, but who's to say these can't keep growing? And it's still very exciting to see this. Whenever we look at XRT, it's not the same story, no failures to deliver, but as usual, about 2/3 of the volume is short. And we got to talk about the unrealized gains and losses on investment securities for banks. In 2021, it was doing okay. It was holding in there, pretty low though for the previous years. And then in 2022, it really snapped down, which doesn't really make sense. We had a small pullback in the markets, but the pullback has since then well beyond recovered its previous all-time high. And so these should have really curled back up. I wonder what the banks could be losing so much money on. Exposure at hedge funds has skyrocketed to over 28 trillion. I almost said million and then billion, but no, it's trillion. 28 trillion. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan are at risk. And here's another thing. Look, we had a local high from about 2018 to about 2021. After 2021, they just needed a whole lot more capital for something. I wonder what it could be. But ever since 2021, just been making all-time new highs. B. Riley, known AMC enemy, down 50% today, and looking at it in the pre-market, it's actually down another 10%. B. Riley's not really a known enemy of AMC though. I mean, they have a neutral holding on AMC right now, and they're recommending that it's going to have a pretty decent upside, so I wouldn't really say they're the enemy of AMC, but they do have a debt of about 200 million that they don't think they'll be able to pay back, and a Fed probe inside of their office right now going through all their stuff, and a subpoena from the SEC. B. Riley is really getting hammered. And so right now, the whole GME cycle might be repeating itself as well. Citron, good old Andrew Left was tweeting about it, not trying to sway you in either direction. He was just letting you know his opinion. And then GameStop on the, exactly 1 year after the failures to deliver spike on Vanguard. Look, January 22nd, or exactly 1 month after the Vanguard failures to deliver spike. GameStop was sitting at about 73, went to 88 less than a week later. DFV called the dip. He said, let me just dip. I just got a dip. Let me just dip. Freaking genius. Chamath posted, and he is a fellow ape. Tell me what to buy tomorrow, and he'll buy a couple $100K of it. He bought, and then it ran up to $95 per share. There was some other guy that jumped on the bandwagon, and then he helped it ride all the way up to $115 per share. It was stuck at 150 for a while, 147 for a while, and then stinking Elon Musk posts about it. I'm the guy, he's the guy. After Elon Musk posts about it, it almost doubles, goes up to $244, and reached a top of $504.99. And then so naturally they had to turn off the buy button, and it went from $504 down to $126 per share with like 0 halts. And ever since then, it hasn't been able to make a new all-time high. On the chart, we're looking great, guys. We're above the midline. If we can get through this 5-day moving average today, get above $22.60. They're not wanting to let it get above $22 per share, but if we can somehow get to $22, maybe $23 per share and get above this 5-day, that will be huge. And if we could somehow get above this 200-day, that would be amazing. But who knows? And either way, we're looking great. On the weekly, we're still above the 50 on the RSI. The chart looks bullish. It's in an uptrend. It was moving down for a long time. It had its spring down. Now it's moving up. It's consolidating and getting ready for another leg up. But please remember, none of this is financial advice. I really appreciate y'all, and God bless you.